Welcome back to Sea Encounters Battleships. It's Harnas here, and in today's episode we are going to see my own design ORP Thunder fighting against Natterchaps Agincourt, HMS Agincourt. You can see that there is a Mark II in the description of the ship, and the reason for that is that I have made a small fix for the main guns of Agincourt. There was some problem with local weapon controller being set to minimum altitude of -10, and for some reason it prevented the guns to be aimed at my ship at certain distances or situations. I'm not sure when this actually occurred. And in those instances it would basically just try to re-aim the guns and just shuffle the turrets back and forth. So I've made this small adjustment to make this match competitive. Okay, so looks like, as I was saying, that Agincourt is in range of the main battery guns and secondaries of Thunder, and looks like it was hit relatively hard with these first volleys. This turret in the super position looks to be disabled, and also one of the middle turrets is also damaged here, and some superstructure damages as well. Okay, I've seen that the first volley from Agincourt was also quite good, and indeed half of the barrels have been disabled on one of the main turrets, so that's pretty significant loss of firepower. And also one of the rear secondaries have been disabled, so some good shots there as well. However, it looks like Thunder is getting the better of the match so far and was able to land quite a lot of shots. So 78% of Agincourt is still remaining in the battle, and 98% of Thunder. But now we are coming to this very delicate part of the match when basically Thunder starts to kite, and in this maneuver sometimes it becomes pretty vulnerable to being citadelled from the side. So let's see if it can do this maneuver without any issues. Looks like so far there have been no critical hit to the citadel section, but some good hit at the rear main gun, and exactly like with front gun, 2 barrels have been disabled. So yeah, I would say like 40% of the main gun's firepower have been knocked out on the Thunder. However, it's at 96% and Agincourt is at 68%, so it have lost really a lot of health right now. And looks like the Thunder have transitioned into the kite, so now it will just try to disengage slowly, but keeping the angling, so it will keep on keep the opponent in the firing arc. So maybe with some small weaves from left to right, but in generally speaking it will try to maintain that angle, and so it's able to bring those guns into bear. And indeed the front main guns are able to shoot. Alright, let's do a damage analysis on Agincourt. It's 66% And yeah, looks like the support structure have been really pierced, and looks like a Swiss cheese. Front guns not existent, middle guns almost dead, but the rear guns are still operational. So we've got 3 turrets still able to hurl the projectiles at the Thunder. So there is still some firepower remaining. Agincourt is also very gracefully angling in this kite. However, this is not so very much an issue for Thunder, because the secondaries are hash, so they are sticky, they cannot bounce. If they hit, they will explode basically. And also the altitude directed main guns, these are frag, and even if they have they get a direct hit, they have a hollow point head, so there's really no issue of any kind of ricochet or bounce from the armor. So the shells are very sticky. Okay, looks like Agincourt is at 62%. So as it kited away, definitely the amount of damage done have been significantly limited. Looks like it's coming to the edge of the range of the Thunder. So it will have more and more difficult time to land anything on the ship. Okay, so let's jump back to the Thunder. Looks like it's now starts to close in the distance again. The secondaries are working, however, a lot of them have been degraded in caliber, and I would say maybe half of them actually shooting, and the back gun is totally destroyed. So we have only 4 barrels of the main guns actually shooting, so only 40% of the main gun firepower is present, and maybe 50% of the secondary firepower. So now Agincourt is only fighting a half of a ship pretty much. However, from the health standpoint, it's still 92%. It looks like a lot of shells have actually concentrated around the rear, which is interesting. Not sure why it was like that, but definitely a lot of shells landed just in that section. Okay, let's have a look at Agincourt. Now it's just hanging on a thread pretty much. So 58%. So just a couple of percent points to be disqualified because of being too damaged. But the Citadel, it looks like it's really well protected. It's very difficult to be penetrated. However, the strategy of Thunder is not really to deliver that critical Citadel hit. It's more about just general damage and knocking off important components and the guns primarily. So basically a early disarm. And I think it was quite successful in executing this strategy. So there are, I don't know, 2.5 perhaps healthy turrets remaining on Agincourt, so it's significantly limited in delivering firepower and answering back with the shells. But the shells are still being shot from Agincourt, so there is always a possibility that one of the shells can penetrate the Citadel, and let's have a close look. No, I don't think that a lot of shells actually landed in that region, but this is actually a fresh site, so I think this side, looks like some of the shells definitely landed here, but nothing was armor piercing enough to be able to reach the inner layers of the armor. Okay, we have 2 damage, so basically below 55%, and yeah, that's the end of the battle pretty much. So condolences to NATO chap. Agincourt was a really tough ship to crack, and it was able to deliver some good shots at the Thunder. Maybe with a little bit more luck, it would be able to disable more guns, and the battle could have gone another way. And it was really durable. It's really rare for Thunder to do a couple of kite cycles to be able to dispatch a ship. So a really well built and very sturdy ship. And I think that despite of this loss, I believe it will still make it to the finals. I hope so. It's a great looking ship. So the Thunder, quick damage analysis. Some half of a secondary is down. 60% of main guns disabled, and some heavy damage at the stern portion of the ship, but otherwise still operational, still mobile, and still deadly in the water. So once again, thank you very much for watching this episode, and see you next time.